3. Hey, I said cue the talent. 2 and 1. Attention hobbyists, sports fans, and collectors nationwide and abroad. It's time to get hype.
Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on!
About the hobby we are all a part of. Live from the Mojobreak studios, it's Dan and Doug.
Come on!
So, get hype. Be hype. This is The Hype.
What is going down, everyone? Mojobreak.com, The Hype, episode number 137. We got an awesome show for you guys today. We're going to talk Jasson Dominguez, paper base going crazy. We're also going to talk a little 2020 Topps Project 2020. And we're going to talk about cards that's pre-pandemic prices compared to prices now. And we're also going to talk a little Panini Redemptions, their updates. So it's a chock full of excitement type of show. Lots of fun topics to discuss. Thanks for joining us here. The website's mojobreak.com to cover all your breaking needs. We are live 7 days a week. We're ripping all the top products. Definitive baseball, flawless football, National Treasures basketball. We got the new select. We got the new optics for basketball. So it's going to be a fun show. What's going on, C-Rad and Dan? What's crack-a-lackin'?
What's up? I'm here for the next 45 minutes to bloviate my opinion.
That's what you're good at.
And I'm probably going to say some things that people are not going to agree with, and maybe you should get your big boy pants on and just deal with it.
Put your big boy belt on.
Pants. Pantalones.
Well, if you have a big boy pants, you got to have a big boy belt too, man. It goes right along with it.
True.
C-Rad, what's going down, dude?
What's up? I'm here to not bloviate. I'm just here to enjoy the show.
Well, you just got great opinions all the way around. So, you can say whatever you want, and it's just cold, hard facts is what C-Rad lays down. And Doug. You guys know what you're talking about. And I'm just along for the ride.
Well, see, we have private conversations without you so that we can actually sway our opinions to be right and you to be wrong. So that's usually how we do things.
Doesn't even matter what I say, though.
You know what I mean? So we
what?
We collude against you.
It's cool. I'll give you 45 minutes of sitting here and just arguing with you guys. It's cool. Let's go. Let's run it. Run it up. Is that Barry?
It's happy birthday to Willie Mays, the greatest right-handed hitter of all time. Turned 89 today, so happy birthday. Check out that WAR, 156 WAR, 302 batting average, 660 home runs in his career. It's crazy. The Giants had the best left-handed hitter of all time and the best right-handed hitter of all time. And you know what? Wins above replacement, it does not lie. If you go to the wins above replacement in the next slide, you can see that there's Barry, and then there's Willie. So, best left-handed hitter, best right-handed hitter of all time. Both of the Giants. Happy birthday, Willie. But we'll go ahead and move on and stop being homers, and we'll talk about some Project 2020. The Ben Baller Mike Trout. If you haven't seen this thing, it is awesome. It's got the California love. I had to buy 10 of them myself. This was the highest selling Project 2020 Topps card of all time by like 3 times. It wound up selling 35,000 copies. That is at $20 a piece. Ben Baller be ballin' on this one, man. Topps be ballin' on this one as well. I absolutely love the design. I clowned on Project 2020 a couple podcasts ago. Some of the initial Don Mattingly photos and stuff we were laughing about. But I think this is pretty cool, man. I mean, 20 different subjects, 20 different artists. I'm waiting for the next Ben Baller card, which I believe is going to be Jeter. What do you think about this card, Dan?
It's funny because when we first brought up the Project 2020 cards and releases, I actually liked them. Now you like them. It's opposite day. Now we're just flip-flopping back and forth.
Try to find something wrong with that card.
No, I like that card. It's the update rookie, isn't it?
Yep.
At least the photo is.
Yeah, and so all the Trouts that are going to come out are going to be based on that card. All the different 20 artists that are going to make Trouts.
You think this is a fad that'll die out in about 6 months?
Hard to
Or
say.
is this the new norm? Or is this what we're doing now? This is it?
C-Rad, what do you think?
Of what, the card design? Or
Yeah,
a Project 2020 as a brand.
As a fad?
Do you think it has legs? Do you think this is something that we're going to be going after and talking about for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 years? Who knows?
Well, we can't be talking about it in 2021.
But I mean, they just come up Project 2021.
It's not the same.
What?
It's not the same.
So you're telling me it only can last until
The end of the year.
2020?
Yeah, that's it.
Is this the greatest thing to happen in 2020?
Limited. Totally limited.
But
edition.
is this actually the greatest thing to happen?
The Project 2020?
Is this the number one achievement? Because there hasn't been a lot of great things that have happened in year 2020
Well, are you meaning for the world or are you
For the
meaning
world.
for Topps?
for the world.
That's pretty nice. I mean, I'm looking at this card. I'm thinking...
Best thing to happen: the release of The Last Dance and Topps' Project 2020. Best thing to happen.
Could be. And Taco Bell.
until Saturday when UFC happens.
Right?
Let's go.
Is UFC going to be on an island?
It's not in Florida.
In Florida.
It's yeah.
Florida.
Essential. It's a little skewed there. You can WWE, UFC. It's cool.
Swap spit.
As long as you're punching somebody in the face, you can do whatever you want in Florida. Obviously.
Yeah. Well, hey, let's keep the bloviating to a minimum around here. You know, we have a 5 bloviate per podcast limit here. But C-Rad, so seriously, what do you think about this card design?
It's in line with all of Ben Baller's other design, which are, I think, in my opinion, are really nice. So, yeah, I'm digging it.
Well, I think it's genius in a certain aspect of Topps is ahead of the game as far as using influencers to move product. I mean, we've seen it with Gary Vee, love him or hate him. Gary Vee moves some product. But this is bringing in a whole other type of culture. You got the hip hop culture. You got the bling bling culture. Ben Baller's Instagram has 1.4 million followers. So how many of these cards were sold to guys in the hobby, and how many of these cards were sold to Ben Baller fans? We don't know. But I think a lot of his followers had something to do with those numbers. You know, Ben Baller promoted this for 2 days while it was, live on the site, and the numbers show. I think the last the other card that sold the most was like around 10,000 copies. This is 35,000 copies. So I think the theory of having influencers, and you can go to his Instagram, is on the next couple slides, really helps out. Well, that's the Beckett article. And then, yeah, you can see 1.4 million followers. And he's been doing his thing for a while. If you don't know what he does jewelry. I think he had some music for a time being. But here's some of his jewelry work, which is just insane. I mean, you want to talk about some high dollar items. He's got this little afro thing that's just nuts, all encrusted. I think
That's for Tyler, the Creator.
That was for Tyler, the Creator. That was like $600,000 or something worth of diamonds in that thing. And then he made that for John Mayer from The Big Lebowski, all diamonds. So
Useful.
Just crazy. If you want to show how much you're worth.
He's got a blue check mark, so he's legit.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, for like those that don't know, obviously like probably a lot of people in sports card might not know Ben Baller. He's had his head in a lot of things in the culture, not just jewelry, of course, which is he's known for now, but he started off like as a shoe guy. He was in that for a long time, but he was in the music industry for a very long time. He was at the beginning of Jay-Z's music career. So
he was. What did he do with Jay-Z?
he was an A&R for Rockefeller Music.
Huh. That's crazy. Is he predominantly on the West Coast now?
Yes, he lives predominantly on the West Coast, but he was working on the East Coast for a long time with the music thing, and then he got out of the music industry. And then he found a love for jewelry, so that's why he started blowing up in jewelry.
Yeah.
So he designs the jewelry, right? He doesn't actually make.
He makes the jewelry. And
He makes the jewelry.
He makes the jewelry. Yes.
Yeah, and he had a Kobe tribute piece that he made, after the passing that was phenomenal looking as well. I didn't put that on here, but yeah, you can see his works. Follow him on Instagram, and pretty cool. I mean, getting his followers intertwined into the hobby, and I can't wait to see that Derek Jeter. So. You heard me rip on Project 2020 until I seen some Ben Baller stuff coming out, which is, fabulous. So let's talk Jasson Dominguez. Let's talk 2020 Bowman First Edition. These came out. They were selling directly on Topps website for $15 a pack. Boxes contain 24 packs. Autos are 1 in, I think, 330 packs, so it's very hard to get an auto. But there's parallels.
There's autos in there, huh?
There is autos. And I think from what people think happened is that Topps held back some of the autos, stamped them First Edition, put them in here. but they're hard. They're hard to hit. We haven't hit any in 3 boxes now. But Jasson Dominguez paper, which I've been seeing at least 1 a box, if not 3 a box, is selling. This is paper for $255 for a paper base card of Jasson Dominguez.
The math kind of works out, right? Because you figure if there's 3 a box, like you said, aren't boxes like $600-$700 right now?
They were originally $500 to $600. I mean, I think they pushed towards that, but you also have Bobby Witt who's selling for $50. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, it is the first licensed Jasson Dominguez card on the market. So you can get his autograph in Leaf, you can get his autograph in Panini Prism, but this is his first Yankee uniform card. What do you think in the grand scheme of things, Dan? Does this card hold any value going forward once 2020 Bowman regular edition is released?
It holds value, Doug.
It does, and tell us why it holds value, Blovier.
You didn't say how much value. You just asked if it holds value.
I did. I didn't clarify there. Does it stay at $255? I mean, it's already gone down a little bit. Let's just say, does this stay over $100 once 2020 Bowman comes out?
No, Doug. It does not. It does not stay over $30.
Tell us your opinion.
Does not stay over $100. It's should I? I don't want to burst any bubbles with this is probably some folks like retirement right now because they got those bots cooking. They got a bunch of them Bowman first off those bots from the Topps website.
Mm-hmm.
So
bot boys.
I know it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna tell anybody.
Well, you're going to withhold the information?
Yeah.
Do you have a Patreon?
I don't. You don't have to be.
Do you have a Patreon that people need to sign up for?
You don't have to be a genius to see the writing on the wall. What's going to go down with these cards?
We have to social distance, so that's why you don't see my face right now. But when we move into the new place, we have our social distancing all set up, so we'll be able to get the video.
Our face is not on the screen?
Yeah,
that's me. That's me, Jason.
I don't want to because I don't want to say I don't want to say something that's going to be negative, but I will. I mean, if you tell me straight up with Bowman coming out in a month that this Jasson Dominguez is going to be the card that you want that's going to hold value, and remember, when Bowman comes out, he's going to have paper. He's going to have chrome. You're going to get one of these in pretty much every jumbo box easily.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to get...
They won't have the first edition stamp on it.
They're not going to have the first edition stamp, but everybody knows the promo cards do not sell for as much as the flagship normal releases.
What?
This is a promo card.
I'm confused. I'm confused. So I'm not a baseball guy. This is a double first.
It's his first Bowman, but then it's the first edition of Bowman 2020. So
it's the first of the first card.
It's the first of the month.
Let's face it. This wouldn't even have come out if Topps was gonna. If we didn't get into the pandemic and Bowman didn't get pushed out, this wouldn't have happened. This probably.
You think so?
These cards were probably made with that first Bowman stamp, and the template was probably set up for the Bowman Transcendent Party. Is probably what it was set up for.
All those cards? All those prospects in there?
They were probably going to stamp them and number them.
Oh, I see what you're saying. But there's a million boxes made.
I don't think this is going to come out.
I think it was.
If there's a million, again, if you're saying there's a million boxes,
I always say
let's say there was a fair amount of boxes made. Why are these cards selling for $250? And if you're going to tell me straight up that it's going to hold value after Bowman is released, you're nuts.
I think we've got it. I'm not saying it's going to hold its value. I think $250 is way too much for this card personally. Honestly, that's what I'm saying right now. But this is the coronavirus #1 prospect. There's not going to be another time where we have a first edition that comes out well before the release of Bowman that everybody's buying because there's nothing else to buy. So there's a lot of people that are going to wind up paying this $255 that they're not going to sell it for $50. They're going to grade it into them. That is their first Jasson Dominguez card that could be near and dear to their heart because it's the first one that came out.
That's fine. It can be near and dear to their heart and they can hold on to it. But you're going to see those cards go down in value. You're going to see people who didn't get them graded, who are like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and put this up for 99 cents, and you're going to see it sell for $18.
Yeah, I could see that happening very easily. But
I mean, granted, he's 17 years old. I know he plays for the Yankees and he looks like a ball player. I get it. There's a lot of things can happen in the next 2 to 3 years with this kid's career.
there is.
Before we went live, I actually just bought a Manny Machado first Bowman auto for $130.
It's a good deal.
To say that this kid is going to be just way better than Manny Machado is highly unlikely.
He's a 5-tool, man.
He's
Player.
17 years old.
He doesn't cleat people when he's running the bases like Manny does. It's hype. That's what this industry is based on. That's what this show is called. It's hype. My question is how does this affect 2020 Bowman? If this bar is already set on a base card for $250,
then
the auto is going to be $5,000.
$5,000 for a base auto. No, I mean that logic is correct.
That's what I'm saying.
If you look at it and go the paper base there's just going to be a crap ton of them, and the chrome and the first Bowman chrome, there's going to be a bunch of those. Where do you value the auto at? A gold Jasson Dominguez auto on release week is $100,000 card.
I laugh, but it could be very true. It could be very true. I mean, we've got a guy that's on the right team and the right time for this product to come out, and we've used this Bowman first as a fluffer in a sense. It's just fluffed up the value of the 2020 Bowman, and because of the pandemic, because we were supposed to already have Bowman out, we didn't. So we have this time to breed. It's breeding. It's letting people know that there's Jasson Dominguez out there, and it's letting the market be set on these. It's going to be crazy on Jasson Dominguez. Let's hope he's good. Let's literally hope he's good.
Mic drop. Luke H in the chat. We just mic drop. We should just shut the feed down and just go home, because that's exactly it. You can't double stamp and triple stamp Lloyd. You can't, and that's what we're doing here.
How does
So what about if we come out and we're like the first edition?
That's right. Could be first. The second first.
The firstest.
Yeah. Well.
But would you? I mean,
and believe me, I've held these cards in hand, and they don't feel expensive.
They feel
whatsoever.
like promo cards.
Yes.
They feel like basically what you would see in a Topps their school product that they release, like top of the class. It actually feels just like those cards.
It does. It's absolutely. It's a paper-based card.
So I mean, it's an extremely cheap card stock. There is nothing special about the card except it has the dude on it.
It has Jasson.
But
he's too good for one.
I mean,
He's
what
got two
are
S's.
we looking at though? Best case scenario, he makes his major league debut in 2 years.
Yeah, maybe 2-3 years. So you got a lot of time to prospect.
You got a lot of. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. I mean, he has not seen even high minors type of pitching yet.
Mm-hmm.
So he can basically go to the minors and he can struggle in Class A. Your $250 investment ain't going to look very good if he's hitting $160 with 2 homers.
Yep, I agree.
I think when it comes to prospects, you gotta see him play a little bit in the minors.
You do, but it's not like this guy was ranked by Baseball America, by all the guys that rank guys every year, as one of the top prospects ever internationally.
But you know what? If he wasn't a Yankee, he wouldn't have been ranked that high.
Wander Franco. So what are you going to say? Wander Franco's number 1 right now.
Wander Franco was in the minors.
Yeah,
hitting against other talent, minor league talent that are on a track to go to the majors.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not saying Jasson Dominguez is God.
Who was this kid hitting last year when he was 16 years old?
Me and you.
I mean, yeah, is he hanging out beer league softball, like just hitting a home run? I mean, I get it. He looks like a ball player. He's on the right team, but I think we're speculating a little much into this guy. A little much.
And Sebastian asked the question in the chat, Doug, are you investing in Dominguez now or you wait? I am waiting for his first Bowman Chrome. Absolutely. that if you invest in that card, that is his best card. It will not be topped. The Bowman Chrome first auto and the parallels, if they decide to put Chrome in Bowman Chrome. Sometimes they'll maybe hold his Chrome version out to Bowman Chrome and only have paper in the first one. We don't know. But as far as the autos, guaranteed to be in there, that is the card that if you're going to invest in this guy, that's the one you want to invest in. This one, obviously, could be a flash in the pan. We don't know. But, once the Bowman comes out, anybody that's truly collecting him for prospecting to build upon him for years, they're not going to want this card. They're going to want the auto. So they're not going to continue to spend $255 on this card.
I also don't see there being an issue with him being in every Bowman release throughout the whole year, because out of the gate, he's already signed for Panini. He's already signed for Leaf.
Mm-hmm.
He has a fair amount of live autos out there already. So I don't see him being limited like a Joe Adele, where his autos were super hard to get because he just didn't sign as much as everybody
He wanted
else.
to get paid, yeah.
So that's another thing. There's not going to be a shortage of Jasson Domingo autos.
Yep.
So how many can you really... It's funny because, how many can you really put into the market? And people still be like, I'm going to pay $1,000. Or what does a Jasson Dominguez base Chrome auto go for out of the gate? Is it $1,000 card?
I think it's $2,000.
But what's his Prism draft going for? Isn't like a $250, $300 card?
They push 4 to 5 sometimes. 4 to 500.
So you're saying that his Bowman Chrome, first Bowman Chrome out of the gate is 4 times the amount of his Prism.
I'm saying safely between $1,000 and $2,000, but I think because of this hype building up into it, I think it's a $2,000 card.
It's a pretty substantial gap, 1,000 to 2,000.
Well, 1,500 to 2,000.
Okay, now you're narrowing.
Closer.
It's pretty much like, I don't know, somewhere between like
$100
$100 and like maybe $5,000.
Somewhere I'm right in there.
Right in there.
You may call me crazy with the $2,000, but I've been talking to certain breakers.
Crazy.
Breakers are going to probably price out PYT jumbo cases
at $10,000 a case.
At $1,000 for the Yankee spot. So people that are buying the Yankee spot in a break are going to be paying $1,000 for the Yankees.
But based on the logic of what the paper Dominguez is going for, the Chrome should go for $350 raw. Right?
Based on what?
Based on what the paper,
Chrome, yeah,
the paper,
yeah.
So every Chrome card, and this is the other thing. It's not sustainable if every box you open up, you're getting a $400 bill out of with one card. They make a lot of Bowman.
Yeah.
I actually was told that because of the pandemic, they didn't actually make as much Bowman as they have previous years.
Okay.
I've had a distributor call me up and cut our allocation numbers because the numbers that they got from Topps was cut. So you got to take that for what it is. That could be truth. I don't know if let's face it, look how much it's selling for right now. If you're a manufacturer, wouldn't you just come out and say, oh yeah, because of this pandemic, we did make less, and then just pull back 20% of the print run, and then basically sell it to the highest offer from a direct account?
Good.
Because, why sell it for $100 when you can sell it for $500 a box?
Bowman Refractor Dominguez is $1,000 on eBay. An auto. First edition auto, though. What was I going to say? Well, not all Bowman prospects are inserted equally, as we've known through the years. There's been several guys that we talked about Joe Adele earlier. You'll get a guy like every case, like a Brady Singer, but then you don't get any Adley Rushmans or guys like that. So it'll be interesting to see how commonly Jasson Dominguez falls, because sometimes the base autos aren't created equally. There may be 500 base autos of Dominguez compared to 5,000 of a lesser known prospect. So we'll see. Topps does that, and they don't tell us how many their base autos they're putting in of each guy. But I wanted to move on. We've got some more topics to go through. I wanted to talk a little Last Dance, and then I wanted to talk about some of the cards that have been affected by the Last Dance. We are on episode 4 now, or did we go through episode 4, right? Or 6. I'm sorry.
It's
See,
2.
I don't even know what freaking week it is.
I think it. Well, I don't.
It's 2 weeks.
It's
3 weeks.
two,
Yeah.
It's 2 episodes back to back.
So now, C-Rad, are you caught up?
Yes.
What did you think about the last 2 episodes? What was the biggest thing that you got out of the last 2 episodes?
Let me think. I watched them the other night. Episode 5 was a very nice episode because it started off with the Kobe thing. I thought that was beautiful.
Yep.
And then it just I like that they're like, you could tell the 10 episodes, obviously they're going with all, like, they're literally showing everything, like mostly from the last season, but I like how they wrap it all up with the because I think last season episode 6 ends with them winning the 3rd championship, and then them talking about how, like, he's getting tired of getting really tired of the media, how they scrutinize him for the gambling, and then, like, Magic Johnson be like, you're not have him forever. It made me think, like, damn. Was that really the, like, I guess they're gonna show probably in the next episode, but it's like,
I know.
he made it seem like he made it seem like being him, like, really, really sucks. You know what I mean? It's like
The pressure.
Yeah.
The pressure. Yeah, and I mean it's really sad for the the business aspect of basketball. As a guy, Jerry Krause that obviously couldn't see the future, but he's got this team. He's got this team that's won 6 championships, and he wants more accolades, and he wants to start over, and he's looking at the money aspect where you had, you just had to keep the guys together, which obviously might have affected Kobe's career, because who knows if he would have kept Phil Jackson there, if Phil Jackson would have went to LA and they would have had the band over there. You know what I mean? But
another thing, one more thing I took away from just this whole thing is, like, dude, like, anytime, like, Michael Jordan was doubted for anything, like, he always just, like, when he went out on the court and he had something to prove, he was gonna prove it no matter what. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he never failed from a challenge. That was what's so impressive with his career.
Yeah, that was funny when they were saying, like, Clyde Drexler and Jordan are like equals, and then he's just three.
And then, like,
three.
with the gambling thing too, they're like, oh, he was out on that party and that's why they lost, or he was out on that gambling, that's why they lost, and he came back and like beat him like 3 straight or something, right? It's like, damn.
Yeah, didn't matter. So I wanted to look at some of the cards, and this has ended already, but I could not believe this, that a Dennis Rodman auto, numbered 9 of 13 from Impeccable, and it's numbered to 13 because he 13-point rebounds in his career, and it's pushing $900 for a Dennis Rodman card. This has to be because of The Last Dance, correct?
Yes, and I think we talked about it off air too. A couple things. It's first of all, it's the most sought after set in Impeccable. These Impeccable number autos, and with him having only 13 copies, I think that has something to do with it. The rarity of this in this particular set of him in a Bulls uni. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it does seem crazy that it went for 800, but with The Last Dance and all the card prices going crazy around, it actually, now that I think about it, it's actually, like, I think it ended at like 900, right? Or
I'm gonna check right now. Impeccable Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, I think it ended right around this price. So this price, for me, it feels fair because there's only 13 copies. Although you could find Dennis Rodman autos for also like $20 as well. That's not the set.
$892 is what it ended. $892, but yeah, I mean, Dennis Rodman is one of those guys that's just been in.
He signs a lot.
Yeah, he signs for Leaf. He signs for. I think he was in Goodwin before. I mean, he's just been in every Panini product. Obviously, probably doesn't charge a whole lot for his autograph because that's what he probably makes a lot of his money on now. And just to me, I think this was a absolutely inflated Last Dance. Somebody's looking for a really nice Dennis Rodman card, and I mean, granted, this is one of the better ones. I mean, that means a Dennis Rodman logo man might go for like $10K if this is going to go for $900. It's
a Bulls logo man, yeah.
So Dan, what do you think? Is this too much?
Yeah, that was a $50 card.
Yeah.
Before, no,
like it was like 150.
No, I mean, I know that subset sells for a little bit more.
It does.
So maybe a little bit over $100.
Yeah.
But you can get out of premium sets numbered to 10, numbered to 13, Dennis Rodman autos for under $100 easily. But yeah, that subset does sell for. I would like to know if it got paid, and if that was a Dennis Rodman on the Pistons or the Spurs,
Oh no,
what does it sell for?
Well, that's the wild thing, right? Because he did win 2 championships with the Pistons
Yeah.
as well. So
So, but if that is a Pistons card, what does that sell for? $70?
yeah,
$80?
Yeah.
Well, this guy had to buy it now on March 21st, same exact card, $298 on March 21st. So,
Dude, I don't think that card got paid.
I feel like that
I'll
card
tell-
got paid.
no,
No.
there's more of them that sold for that same price. 2 or 3 of them sold for over 800. So, the ladder had been climbed really fast on this particular card. There's recent sales of 900.
Dude, Last Dance.
Actually, 910 on April 27th.
Last Dance absolutely has like a majority of to do with this because it just like it placed an importance on all these different guys on that particular team, right? So it's like if you're a collector and you want him in that run of Jordan, that Bulls era where they're winning, this is probably like one of the better cards to get, I guess you could say.
Finally get a cash in on my Luke Longley collection.
Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
Luke Longley.
Right. Let's look at this next card. This is insane. I mean, it's a beautiful card. It's out of Upper Deck. Exquisite. It's a dual signed patch. So it's game used and it's signed on the patch. It's dual Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. $35,000 it sold for. April 22nd, in the middle of a pandemic, somebody shelled out $35,000. Granted, it's an awesome card. There obviously will not be another one like it. I mean, there's 5 copies of this particular one. But, man, 35 G's for a card that was made in 2007. It's insane. That is literally insane.
Who's living that lifestyle right there? In the middle of a pandemic, you got $35,000 burning a hole in your pocket so you can buy a Jordan Kobe dual auto.
I don't know, man.
And it was purchased by Doug. So, like, I mean,
Man,
I know,
I wish.
I know who it was.
I
right there.
wish, man. Ben Baller probably bought that one.
What do
For
you-
his Topps
I mean-
money.
Obviously, like, you kind of set the bar on that. If we're going to sit here and talk about investments, the bar is set at 35 grand. That card never sells for less than 35 grand, right?
Yeah, and there's only
Because
5 of them.
the person who bought it, that one specifically, in 3, 4, 5 years is not going to be like, I'm going to go ahead and sell it for like 10 grand.
Well, and
That's never going to happen. That's like one of those things where, like, if you're going to spend $35,000 on a card, you're never going to sell it. And if
Right.
you're going to sell it, you're going to sell it for like, 5, 6, 7 times what you got into it.
And that's what drives these auctions up. These guys that are willing to spend this amount of money, they may think that there never will be an opportunity to get a card like this ever. So they're gonna bid to win. And I mean, the thing about it is you got guys flipping Zions and stuff like that. People don't buy these to flip. These go in collections. There's guys that have massive collections of cards like this, and they're not selling them. They're having people come over to their house and go, whoa, they're going to the National and going, whoa, they got these cards. That's these type of cards. The Zion flipping market does not apply to stuff like this.
Dude, if you are just an average sports fan, not a card collector, and somebody shows you that, you're not going to think, you might go, oh, that's cool. But you're not going to be like, that's a $35,000 item.
Yeah.
You're like, if you were to show just an average sports fan that, they'd be like, that's cool. Like, do you get that for like a couple $100s? Like,
well, that's the funny thing. Like, say you are like, you have people over and, you got like, maybe a wife's friend's husband that's in the sports. You've been there before.
I have a card out like, if I have a card like that and it's out there for display, I'm taking a background check for everybody who's coming into my house.
Well, true, but let's just say you have a nice house and you're having people over for dinner and you collect cards. Yeah, let me show you my collection. And you're like, and you're telling this person, oh, well, how much did you pay for that? And then you're like $35,000. And you're like, I got another one over here for $20,000. They're probably gonna walk out of your house and go, "This guy's full of lies." Like this guy's just lying. This guy's got a huge ego. He's just telling me he's got $35,000 items in his baseball cards. Nobody's gonna believe you. And you have to like almost maybe put on your wall. You print out all the final sale like listings just to show.
Man, you're really looking for somebody to break into your house, aren't you?
That's true, right?
You're on. Not only do I have this, but I'm actually telling you what it's worth. Come on in.
Well, in this next segment, I wanted to go through some of the cards prior pandemic and then recent sales just to see how things have been going. Because if anybody would have predicted, March 18th when we got shut down, that the industry would be on even more fire than it was prior to the pandemic, I would have said you're crazy. I'm going to take the under. But This is still last dance topic, but I'm going to go over some Zion, some Kylers, some Jaws. We're comparing some prices here. But we're going to start with a 86 Fleer Jordan, obviously the Holy Grail, the rookie card, the Michael Jordan you want. Back in March 19th, right around, pandemic was starting, a PSA 8 sold for $28.50, right? So fast forward to yesterday, same card, actually in an older PSA slab, sold for $4,250. Now, this is probably last dance pricing, but that is crazy. So that is literally a little bit more, a little longer than a month, and this card's almost doubled.
Dude, and I don't want to be the doom and gloom guy here. Well, yeah, I do. Of course I do. You got to watch out for counterfeits, even if they are slabbed.
Mm-hmm.
That's what scares me right now with the amount of Jordans that are popping up and how much they're going for.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the old PSA slabs.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of fake ones falling through the cracks.
Especially right now because they're just so hot and everybody's looking for them. Been doing this for 10 years. I've been down that road. Doug and I purchased a PSA slabbed, and the number came up in PSA's database and all that, but it was a fake Jordan and a fake slab.
Yeah, because there's so many Jordan PSA 10s that are going through the market. Somebody could take that number, let's, for example, the 449-74682 number, and make their own slab. I don't know how they do it, but they make their own slab. So then if you're buying it, you just check the number, and you're like, oh, okay, yes, it's legit. But no, you got to be careful. You got to look at the Fleer Premier logo. You got to do your homework. There's a lot of stuff on the web.
I could almost
look for fakes.
I could almost guarantee, with the amount of Jordan rookies that are being sold on eBay, there has been some counterfeit ones that have gone, just it slipped through the cracks.
I'm sure.
I mean, I'm almost positive that's happened.
There's a couple things to look for, and I won't go over it on this podcast, but you can Google it. There's a lot of really helpful articles that have been produced over the years to how to spot a fake Jordan. Because the way these were made, they're not serial numbered. They're on, basic card stock. Very easy for modern day printers to make and duplicate. So,
and you think that if you put that number into the PSA database, you're like, okay, cool. Like it recognizes it. It's good. It's legit. No, that's not the case. That number could be reused.
Yep. And it could have already passed through multiple hands where it's maybe your buddy that you're selling it to you. So you got to be careful, because it was a situation where we bought it from somebody that bought it from somebody else, bought it from somebody else. So it's already been circulated so many times. We don't even know where it got faked to begin with. But so let's move on to some other cards that I've compared recently. I want to do some Kyler. So Kyler, pre-pandemic, sold for $575. Mint 910. I'm not even using the grade. It was actually really hard to find some Kylers. Most recently, with 5 hours left, the same card is up to $721. So that's $200 more than when the pandemic happened. You look at his NTRPAs, pretty close. One sold April 4th for $4,550. One sold on April 23rd for $4,825. That, to me, that's kind of like, oh, it's about the same price. So, which is crazy because the product was new on the 4th. The product's been out for a month now, and it's still hanging out on the same price. So this just shows you how much money is flowing through the sports card industry, how much money's flowing through eBay. Zion Silvers, raw. And I only wanted to compare raw because there's VGS, there's PSA. It's hard to kind of compare those prices. But on March 20th, the silver prism of Zion, $495. Yesterday, $620.
That's crazy. And how many points has Zion?
Right.
In the last 2 months.
Right.
How many points has Zion scored?
A big donut. A big zero.
About as much as I have.
As much as me and you have.
As much as I've scored in the NBA. That blows my. I mean, what is it? Is it people have just more disposable time to? Are people looking like this is an option where I can maybe flip some cards and make a little bit of money since I have time to do it because I'm at home? What's going down here? Because there's nothing that these players have done to make these cards go up.
C-Rad, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's people with time, and I honestly feel like people have a little bit more money right now. in general.
That blows my mind.
Well-
I don't want to get like political. I don't understand. I don't understand how in the situation we're in right now, people are willing to spend more money on items that are a hobby.
Yes.
Like you have your disposable income, and you would think in a time like this, people would be saving money with the uncertainty of the future. But
They're saving their money with these cards.
It seems
Yeah.
like you can't pay your PG&E bill with a Zion card. You can't pay your rent with a Zion card.
What do you mean?
You can't pay your mortgage with your Zion card. You cannot pay your car payment.
You know
with
what?
your-
A lot of those things are frozen right now too. You gotta probably realize, like, for a lot of people, they were able to get it deferred. You know?
So instead of saving for the future,
Yeah.
because even if it was deferred, you're still going to owe that at some point, correct?
At some point, like,
At some point,
we're
you're
not
going to
thinking
have to
about
pay
that
that.
right now, though. We're thinking about
So-
Zion right
So
now.
instead of going, hey, I'm going to hold on to some money for the future because I don't know what is going to happen, I'm going to spend all my money on a Zion card and just hope it goes up. But the funny thing is that it has gone up. So what do I know?
Right.
Yeah.
Because it actually has gone up. So if you bought it at $500 and now it's $620, that's a heck of a return on your investment in a short period of time.
It
Yeah.
is. It is. I mean, and I get where you're coming from. I never, like, once I said before, I would have never predicted this. But one thing you also got to keep in mind, and we see it on a daily basis. I know C-Rat probably even sees it more than us. How many new people are coming in? I mean, how many new people? How
Yeah,
many
a lot of
newbie
people.
questions are asking about breaks that we have to explain and say, hey, this is how it goes down. So if we had a booming industry before the pandemic, and now you double the amount of customers. Now, a lot of those customers may have been small business owners that are waiting for their, they may not be buying right now. But if you double the amount of customers that are buying, you're going to have this kind of effect on
Must
the
have
market.
been the Sports Illustrated.
But that just came out. It already happened.
No,
way
no, no,
before
no,
that,
no, no.
dude.
That was it. That's why it happened. It was a Sports Illustrated article that. Okay.
Does anybody read that anymore anyway? I didn't even know it still existed. I used to just read it for the models
You're just.
once a year.
Yeah, that's a one episode or one issue.
That's the only thing I got a subscription for. But anyways, so yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. I think, and then you're seeing the flip. You're seeing a lot of, and this is where Gary V's right. I know a lot of people said that, hey, screw it. Gary V doesn't know nothing. He was talking about sneaker flippers getting into this hobby, and they are. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of guys with sneaker names on Instagram coming into the chat. Sneakers are an outside activity. You buy some new Jordans, you want to wear it to your buddy's house, you want to wear it out to the mall and stuff like that. You can't really do that as much now. Your focus is maybe on cards. That's the next collectible type thing that you can kind of get into. And maybe Gary Vee was right. So you're getting some sneaker flippers in. You're getting guys that maybe were super busy before the pandemic, and now they're at home and they have some time. They've discovered some things they used to like the hobby, or maybe other aspects of life. They're getting back into video games or something like that. But these people are discovering their hobby again, learning the ins and outs about this, and hopefully being guided in the right way. I mean, you're buying a Prism Silver as Zion. That's not a bad idea. There is some guys that are buying the fake cards and stuff like that, unfortunately, that you got to watch out for. But anyways, yeah, it's crazy. And then I've got some, I think do I have Jaw next on there? So
Yep.
Jaw was interesting to me. Is Jaw actually went down a little bit. So 365 for a silver Prism Jaw on April 14th. Most recently 241. And I know these are card for card, but most of the ones that we're selling recently are around that same price. So Jaw dropped a little bit.
Why? What
Because there's just so many top guys to spend money on that somebody's going to feel the effect.
you act like he's 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th down the list. The consensus. He is a number 2 guy
In this year's
behind
class.
Zion.
But the class doesn't matter right now. You know who matters? It's Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, Zion, Luka, and then maybe some other legends before you even hit Ja. People are buying guys that are proven. And Zion's not necessarily proven. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying Zion's proven. But do you think I'm right here, C-Rad, with maybe Ja's prices dropping a little bit?
I don't know. This is. I honestly expected Ja to be like. I actually just expected him to be like the same thing as Zion. To be honest, for me, I thought he would like go up a little bit. I didn't see him going down. Actually,
I think Ja's gonna have a better career.
I don't know about that one. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe if he eats a little bit more. I don't know. Gets a little bit of weight on him.
It really depends, dude. Like it's
I'll guarantee you this: he'll play longer.
that's the thing, right? It's like the injury factor is such a big thing with Zion. It's like nobody knows.
So why would you invest money in that exact?
Because it's a higher reward for your risk. It's a higher reward for your risk.
There's a really good chance this dude's gonna break down, so I'm just gonna invest all my money in it.
Because he could be the next Michael Jordan. That's why.
No, he can't, because he won't play as long.
Michael Jordan didn't play that much either.
Okay, so now we're gonna compare Zion to Jordan. He isn't gonna win 6 championships.
He could.
He isn't.
He could.
He won't even be around long enough to win 6 championships.
You know what the difference is? Lonzo Ball. Ja doesn't have Lonzo Ball. Yeah, 165 pounds. Yeah, well, I mean,
I'm going to get ripped for that. Obviously, not the consensus to go with. You never go against Zion. How dare you?
I don't know. I mean,
I know. I ruined everybody's day. I'll be getting emails on it. Don't worry.
but to be quite honest, though, the best scoring player, the best guy that sometimes doesn't sell as much as the most likable guy in this hobby. We've seen it time and time again.
What has Ja done that's like not likable?
People like Zion better. He dunks harder.
He dunks harder.
There's so many people that have invested in him that they're not going to turn around now.
You know what? Good.
Why turn around now?
Good. Take all that money. Take all that Zion bucks and go buy some Zion. I'm just gonna hang out with all my Jaws.
You Jaws? Jaw dropping. Yeah, I mean, hey, we'll see. Memphis and New Orleans, there aren't necessarily powerhouse basketball teams between the two of them anyway. So, but we'll see. Now, Jordan kind of stayed pat. So you got a Jordan first Bowman, 2018 Bowman Chrome. In March 2nd, sold for $400. In April 13th, there wasn't a lot up there, but April 13th, $460. So he's kind of held strong on his pricing. Trout's insane money on any Trout Bowman Chrome. First Bowman Trout is the Bowman you want, is the Trout that you want. I think I have that on the next slide, I believe. Mike Trout cards have kind of staying pat. So March 16th, a Bowman Chrome 9510 2009 that's an X-Fractor. So there you go.
That's number 2.
So yeah, I guess it went up a little bit. See, that's what shows you.
Wow, the base one sells for as much as the X-Fractor did back on March 16th.
Yep. So I was wrong. I stand corrected. That looked like a Bowman Chrome base to me when I put it up there. So maybe it's gone up a little bit. So that's the whole effect of alleged, like he's known as the best baseball player in the league. People are gravitating, knowing that their investment is safe on a Mike Trout card.
Michael Jordan Trout.
Jordan Trout.
And again, I bought a Manny Machado for $130 today.
Who's that guy?
You could have bought so many more.
I mean, is Mike Trout that much better than Manny Machado?
Probably.
Hey, he is, but like, is he $17,000 better?
Yeah, apparently. I mean, people don't like Manny Machado's face.
Whew.
All right. Well,
plus Manny Machado's name isn't Michael Jordan Trout, so it's like
Michael Jordan Trout.
Michael Jordan Trout. We're getting close on time. We got some T-Mall. We got a break. But I want to show you guys a little sneak peek, no pun intended,
finally,
of some Noir. You got your Dan's favorite player, Zion, right there. Critically acclaimed auto, looks pretty nice. The shoe sneaker spotlights are back. Those look pretty awesome. I'm hyped for Noir. I know C-Rad loves Noir.
Yep.
Panini America, we talked about redemptions in the last show. They've modified the system. So before they were saying that they were no longer accepting redemptions. Now they've came out and said, if a redemption code is expired as per existing policy, as the only company in the industry, and that's taking shots at Topps and Upper Deck right there.
That's right.
That's right. Panini. As the only company in the industry that continues to work with collectors with expired redemptions. If the card is available, we will work to provide it. We will work to provide it to you. If it is not available, we are willing to offer you half the value determined by them in Panini reward points as a continued courtesy. Now, this was highly criticized. This was not good enough for the collector community. They were pissed. They said, "What do you mean points? And how do we determine what it's going to sell for?" So once again, if your redemption is not expired, you do not have to worry about this. But if your redemption is expired, that's the program they put into place. I don't like points. I'm not a big fan of that. But they're the only company out of all the manufacturers that actually offers something. Now, is that the right way to do business? I don't think so. I think collectors paid money for boxes. They should get the auto their due. But from a logistic business standpoint, I don't know how long Panini can wait for some of these cards to get signed, which is the problem. So they have you on the hook forever. If they have an expiry date, then they can at least offer you something and stop chasing autos for guys that don't sign.
It's funny if they actually put if they put like kind of do like they do with the Sparkle packs. You know how they have like the Sparkle pack rookies for
That would probably be fun.
No, but if they actually just printed up something similar to that and just had like a bunch of Zions that were limited, put like a different foil on it, call it
That's a good idea.
the Shooby Doo factor. If they did that, then the price for points, and the only way you can get it is with points. The price for points would go through the roof. People would want points,
Or better
they
yet,
prefer points over anything else.
or just expired redemption packs. Why can't they just do that?
They don't need to get autograph or relic content to make points worth a lot more than they are right now.
They don't. No. Just put T-Mall in there.
Because we've seen how crazy people go over just base rookie cards.
Joe
and especially parallels.
Joe asked a question, why do redemptions in the first place? Well, they do less of them nowadays than they used to. If you've seen us breaking some momentum, there were some guys that shouldn't just not even been in the product. But you can't put out a product without a Zion auto in there. So if Zion does not sign for a 1920 product, he doesn't get his autograph signed in time. Panini could have done all their due diligence, delivered the cards to Zion, said, "Hey, we need this by this date." But Zion, he's got Nike, he's got the Pelicans, obviously during non-Corona time. He may not turn in his cards in time. So Panini cannot put out that product without having Zion redemptions in there, which means we wouldn't buy the boxes if there was no Zion in that product or any of the top rookies from between any of the sports. If there's no Kyler Murray in contenders, it would significantly put a downfall on that product. So they have to put redemptions, and redemptions are those athletes are already contractually obligated to fulfill that card. It's just they get busy, they don't turn them in, they're chasing them down, they're playing football, maybe they're playing basketball. So redemptions will never go away, unfortunately. But that's just one of the things. And then the guy that never turns in his autos, or they become like Julio Jones, they want more money even though they signed a contract. It sucks, but they make so many products now that they have to have these redemptions. And I don't know if this is necessarily the right way to handle expired redemptions, but maybe it's a start. We had some funny tweets. This guy said, "Listen, Panini, all the sports stars are at home. Contact these clowns and tell them to sign their cards in return." Like there's nothing going on. Like there's no shelter in place in different cities. Like they're just going to, first priority, they're at home. They're going to go sign their cards.
Yeah. Don't you want there to be checks and balances to make sure that these athletes are truly signing their cards?
Yep.
Just saying.
Yep, you would think. And then we'll run through this. Like I said, we got 2 sold out breaks. So Panini is trash. How about you do something about my ruined Kawhi Leonard rookie auto, bleeding marker? So I was like, what does he mean by bleeding marker? I actually Googled bleeding marker, and this is what I got, which is even more insane. So I guess there's an art form called bleeding marker, and this guy makes bleeding marker posts. So I don't think that's what he means with the Kawhi Leonard, but it was a pretty funny Google tweet there.
What I do love about that is that this guy needed to get a headband on before he started that.
It's taking it serious.
So I got to make sure I don't get any sweat in my eyes.
Dude, look at that. I might have to get some art from this guy. I'm going to have to do some more research. And then I think the last little tweet I put on here was, "Bruh, they tried to pull that half the value garbage on me with a Zeke card. Then they magically found it after I used my dad voice." It was a 1-year expiration, like WTF, bruh.
His dad voice.
What's that? What's a dad voice?
I don't know. It's when you get all angry on your dad. I don't know.
I hope it isn't like that. That ain't gonna work.
You better do something for him, Panini.
I don't go. Yeah, it's go up. So you go up about an octave.
Yeah, it's a dad voice.
Cool. I think it'd be.
Or could it?
Think it'd go down an octave.
Or could it been his? He didn't put. He was supposed to put dad's voice, like he had his dad call for him. Could that be it?
I think it has to do with like if you guys don't like if you're. Yeah, if you're gonna basically about ready to ground your kid or something, you're gonna have a stern.
Now you listen, Panini.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, I would say that would definitely not your first one.
Yeah, you listen, Panini. Don't be drawing on the wall with crayons anymore. I'm telling you, you're gonna be grounded. I'm gonna take away your iPad. You're no longer gonna be able to play Xbox. You better give me my autograph of Zeke.
Yeah,
That's the dad voice.
Closer to that, definitely closer to that one.
Come on, Panini! All right. Well, on that note, we got some cards to break, guys. Thanks for tuning into this week's show. We'll be back next week with episode 138. Once again, check out the site. We've got all 4 sports breaking every day. Brand new hockey stuff's been coming out. We got credentials hockey on the schedule. We've got some basketball. We got flawless NFL. Anything pretty much you can imagine is being broken on the site. You can do pick your team style, where you get to pick your team. You can do random if you want to just be surprised at what team you get. And you can do random hit. We can do your own box. Lots of stuff. Check out Mojobreak.com for your breaks. Peace out.